What's going on, family? What's going on? What's going down? What's shaking? Welcome to Jonathan Souls. Okay, I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna do a review of Batman v Superman. I just seen it tonight, the 350 show, and I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're a hardcore comic book fan, then go see that shit. Go see it. If you not, if you just kind of like, I would suggest you wait for iTunes, Amazon, Netflix, because to be perfectly frank, Daredevil on Netflix is better than the movie, better than that Batman Superman joint. As a matter of fact, Darth Maul the Apprentice, that new fan film on YouTube, that's better than this movie. This 2-hour fucking movie. That 17-minute flick, Darth Maul, is better than that movie. All right, let me get into it. All right, so on the pros, let's start out with on the positive. I know that everybody put in a lot of hard work in it, but I'm just a fan, and I gotta tell you how I feel. So on the pro side, right, the CGI was great. They had more explosions than Michael Bay. Now, I mean, the tech was cool. There was one scene. Okay, mad spoilers. Mad spoilers. Let me tell you, mad spoilers. Did I say mad spoilers? All right. So the tech was dope. It was one scene when Bruce Wayne put his phone on the table beside the bad guy's phone, and that phone was able to clone his phone was able to clone the bad guy's phone and the whole bit. That was kind of dope. That near field proximity vibration. What else was dope? The graphics. You know, always me being in IT, I always look at the graphics and everything and the computer screens. That was cool. That was all right. The car scene was dope, right? The Batmobile looks similar to the one in the Nolan joint, but the car scene, the chase scene was better than the one with the Joker. It's actually better, and matter of fact, it's probably the most enjoyable part of the movie because it ended in a way that you didn't expect. There was a couple of surprises in that car in that chase scene. It was almost enjoyable as a chase scene in Blues Brothers. Now I'm going back. You know what I mean? All right. Pros. Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill, whatever his name, Carvel. They did all right. You know what I mean? They did all right. People are saying, you know, my opinion. Affleck did all right for Batman. I wouldn't say he's a definitive Batman. I wouldn't say that, but I would say that his Batman is you know, it's up there. You know what I mean? He's a better actor, I think, than Christian Bale. But in terms of the Batman character, she's all right. Okay, so the cons. All right, the cons. Here we go. Number one, the plot was water. It was water. I mean, you kind of splish splash between. I mean, we start out an origin scene for Batman, and then you go into Batman when he's older, and it's like everybody knows why spend that screen time when everybody knows what happened to Bruce Wayne. I mean, his origin story is probably as well known as Jesus. I mean, let's be honest. But he chose to spend 10, 15 minutes or whatever on that. Okay, that's fine. It's your choice. Moving right along. Eisenberg, I think I'm pronouncing the brother's name. He wasn't that great as Lex Luthor. I felt like he should have been on Kick-Ass or Teen Titans or something. It's like all these adults, and it's like, why is this kid? And I know he's not a kid, but he seemed like he was a kid, like a little evil genius boy. You know, like, what are we gonna do tonight? What are we gonna do tomorrow? Pinky, same thing we do every night. Take over the world. You know, it's like, why, man? Why, baby? You know what I mean? It's like you should have put an adult in that role. It just wasn't. And then it was a scene at the end where he kind of alluded to Darkseid, but Darkseid, it's like, how did he have any knowledge of it? You know what I mean? Speaking of Splish Splash, it was a thing where Batman kept having these. Okay, one thing they did do, which is interesting, was they had a deification theme throughout the whole film. So obviously, you know, it's going to be that savior vibration with Superman. But then they also had something similar with Batman, where when he fell down in the hole with the cave and the bats, and he was swirling and he floated up in like some kind of ascension kind of thing. You know what I mean? So it was almost like I don't know, man. It was a lot of interesting threads that didn't lead anywhere. Then we keep going, convincing Lex Luthor. Okay, the characters got corrupt. Now, I don't have no problem with a dark Batman, because let's face it, the original character, from what I understand, of Batman was really dark. And I saw all the joints in the 90s. It was kind of dark, but it was camp dark, you know what I mean? And then, you know, we had the Batman Rises or whatever we call, and the whole thing. That was dark. But there was a line that Batman wouldn't cross, and that line kind of placed him in the hero category. Now, of course, I'm annoyed when people like the Joker are still living, you know, just like Red Hood said, you know, all the graveyards he's filled, you know what I mean? So, I mean, certain people deserve to die. Like, Les Luthor should have died in this movie, for real. You know what I mean? But he didn't. An African dude who was holding Lois hostage died. And it's like, Superman, you ain't had to kill the brother. He could have just took his gun. Heat vision, baby, something. But no, he drove him through a couple of brick walls and then had a smile on his face. I was like, this nigga's the police. You know what I'm saying? Superman and Batman was acting like the police. I'm like, oh, man. For superhero brutality, you know what I mean? Lastly, Doomsday was basically an orc from the Lord of the Rings, basically. Dude was born in a bubble, had everything raw, you know what I mean? A superpowered orc. And I was like, man, just follow the material, dude. And then later on, as he kind of evolved, you know, he started growing spikes. Just give him the spikes, let him battle it out, kind of thing. You know, it's just, it was one of those things where it was quiet as fuck in the theater. It was quiet, baby. It wasn't like Avengers or, you know, Iron Man or none of them things. It was quiet. I mean, it was a couple of times when a bat jumped out in a vision and bit Batman. The guy next to me screamed like a little girl or whatever. You know what I mean? When I leaned forward in my seat when it looked like the Flash was trying to contact them somehow through the Speed Force or something. I think it was Flash or Impulse or one of them type dudes. Maybe it was Impulse because the brother looked Spanish, you know, whatever. It was like, I said this before in one of my casts. I'm gonna say it again. This is the other side of the argument. We have reached an event horizon with Hollywood and these fan films. I got more viewing pleasure from watching Black Panther Unleashed on YouTube. I got more pleasure from watching Darth Maul, The Apprentice. You know, Star Wars Rescue Mission. You know, all these different fan films had more viewing pleasure than this shit that I just watched. And no disrespect to none of the actors, the writers, the makeup artists, the whole bit. You guys did a yeoman's work. I know that shit is not easy, but I just think that the threshold for entertainment is changed, and it's just not enough to have a bunch of explosions and muscle suits anymore. You got to have a story. Now, I'm old enough to actually remember seeing Christopher Reeve in Superman in the theater. And when that dude was talking to somebody and then he just kind of looked up, put his hand, and he just floated up in the air, I was like, God damn, you know, that shit look real. But it was a story behind that, though. It was a story. When I saw Blade 1 with my boys, when I came down south, I mean, it was first of all, I never heard trance music before, and then the story. You know, of course they had the white caretaker, whatever, that's fine, whatever, you know, it's Hollywood. But it was the story, it was the way they kind of developed Blade, and you saw what kind of person he was. He was a loner that kept attracting people. You know, I mean the cars, and it was just, all this stuff is cool. There's bang, zap, pow. But if you don't got a compelling story, then it's just, I'd rather wait till it come out on iTunes, Amazon, Netflix. Anyway, family, if you're a hardcore fan, go ahead and see it. But if you can keep that money in your pocket just a little while longer, just another couple weeks, I always suggest you wait till it come out on, when I say online, I mean pay for it. That's my like I said, my review, my rant. Love you guys. Hope your dreams come true. Follow me on Twitter, JOHNATHANSEUL on Twitter. JonathanSoul.blogspot.com. Peace.